Off to the beach for our next adventure. 2,800 kilometres from Perth is one of the whitest stretches of sand in this state. It's also one of the most remote stretches of sand in the state. Luckily, from where I'm standing here at Broome Airport, it's just a 1-hour flight that way. And we're not going straight there. Wait till you see where this little patch of paradise is hidden. Superlatives just roll off the tongue when you look down at the Kimberley. Our flight heads across the Dampier Peninsula before reaching the coast and the crystal blue waters of the Indian Ocean. King Sound and the Buccaneer Archipelago are in front of us, one of the most stunning and rugged island groups in Australia. There are more than 1,000 islands that make up the archipelago. Today we're going to visit 2 of them, and the first is just coming into view. Cockatoo Island has an airstrip built when the iron ore mine here was operational, and it was also used to service the infamous Cockatoo Island resort built by Alan Bond. It's closed now, but there are talks it may reopen. Time to touch down and explore. Our host today, local legend Jezza. He and his brother started the tour company, and they have the odd 35 years experience navigating these islands and learning its stories.
When the families were living here and it was used as a mine, they had everything. So they had a jail, they had a post office, they had a shop. There was 150 workers working here. Because they weren't able to fly in and fly out, everything was done by state ship.
So who were the first people to find this island, as it were, discover it?
The early pearlers, in 1880, they called this island Heavy Rock Island, and they actually used the rocks for ballast on board the boats.
When you look at those houses out there, I notice that some of them are pink and some of them are white.
Yes. You can blame Eileen Bond for the pink ones. She turned it into a resort. She came here at sunset. The sunset was this beautiful pinkish colour. That was it, they had to be painted pink.
After a circumnavigation of Cockatoo Island, Brother Steve opens up the throttle and we head off to a smaller island nearby that was missed by many an explorer. The aptly named Hidden Island is where we're headed for a swim. And why wouldn't you? The water here is 27 degrees, and the sand, well, to say it's pristine would be a bit of an understatement. Jezza, it's very white.
Well, it's all silica sand, so it's actually been washed in here. It's actually very turbulent waters out the front here.
Do you ever get crocs here?
You do. Oh, absolutely. Every time we come in here, I mean, the water is really, really clear, so it's really easy to see what's in here.
So can I get in now?
Yeah, it's fine now. I mean, we had a good look when we came in, but
okay.
If you have a swim inside the boat,
All right, let's go. After a few hours of swimming and relaxing and a bit more swimming, it's time for some more exploring before we head back to Broome. And when Jezza explains where we're headed for our last stop, I'm not sure if I should be excited or concerned, or I should perhaps hold off on lunch.
The tidal movement in this area is massive. It's one of the biggest tides in the world. Just around the corner, it's up to 12, 13 metres.
Wow.
And that moves over a 5-hour period, so it's over 2 metres an hour. So when you did the flight over this morning, we flew over the horizontal waterfalls, and you could see the massive amount of water that flows through those 2 gaps.
Yeah.
And a lot of these areas where we've got Whirlpool Passage here, where we've got mainland one side, and the other side we've got an island. It actually causes all these whirlpools, and in some places they can get near on the size of a football field.
Oh my gosh, we survived that one. Look how tight I am gripping on. This is the tour that just keeps on giving. I'm going to get back on that plane to Broome tonight, and I'm going to be one happily exhausted little human being.